So today's video is kind of a tale of two kayaks. To look at the Old Town Sportsman 106 PDL and the Hobie Outback. Now I will tell you this is not a apples to apples comparison because these boats are really not similar, you know, and there's a reason. I wanted two different, I wanted a shorter boat and I wanted a longer boat. And of course, I bought my Hobie first and I really enjoyed it. And I still enjoy it. But I was looking for a second kayak to put some friends in to take vets out on the water and family members as well. And I was looking at the native lineup as well as the Old Town lineup and a few others, and ultimately went with the Old Town Sportsman, and I'm glad I did because I really do like that kayak. So first of all, let's talk a little bit about the specs. The Old Town Sportsman 106 PDL is 10.6 foot long, 36 inches wide. It's got a total weight listed as 107 pounds. And the Hobie Outback is 12 foot 9 inches long and 34 inches wide. And it's got a listed weight of 103 pounds with the seat and the drive. I will say on my scale, the empty Hobie is actually a little bit heavier than that. My Hobie comes in heavier than the Old Town 106 PDL by several pounds. That's kind of the reason why I went with the 106 PDL, because I wanted something a little bit lighter, so my daughter or whoever else could drag a little bit easier. And it is a few pounds lighter. But again, I've got the H bars added on to my Hobie, which that didn't account for the weight, and marine mat, which I don't think is really that much as well. The capacity, the Old Town Sportsman 106 PDL has a 450 pound capacity, where the Hobie Outback has a 425 pound capacity. And also my 2019 Hobie was one of the ones that had the infamous cracks under the seat pedestals in the hull. So I got a brand new hull. It's actually a 2020 hull. I will say Hobie customer service is spot on. I mean, no questions asked. They shipped me a new hull to my dealer and swapped me out. So that was good. The warranties, if you talk about warranty, the hull and deck of any Old Town watercraft is covered by a limited lifetime warranty. Lifetime is defined as the lifetime of the boat based on the original purchase date. And it says their award-winning PDL drive is backed by a 5-year limited warranty, where the Hobie warranty is 3 years on the hull, 3 years on the drive, and that's it. So the Old Town comes out on top of the warranty. And then, of course, price-wise, we're talking about price. So the Old Town Sportsman is $2,200. And you're looking at the Hobie Outback as being a $3,000 kayak, $2,800. Now, performance-wise, I'm not going to lie, I truly enjoy both of them. If I had to pick one, honestly, I don't know which route I would go. If we let's go ahead and talk about the Old Town right now. The Old Town is wide, again 36 inches wide, very stable. And when I say very stable, I can do backflips out of the cockpit of this kayak and not tip it. I can stand on the tip, I can stand on the tail, and I mean, it's stable. I've literally jumped up in the air several feet and kind of landed back in the kayak just to show my daughter and my wife how stable this thing is. The Outback, I can stand up in it and fish, but it's not like the PA where it's super stable. It's stable enough for me. It took practice to stand up and cast and kind of move around in it. I fish on one of the busiest lakes in the U.S. as far as big boats. And when I say big boats, we're talking 40 footers and up. And I am riding some huge wakes during the summer with these yachts. They all call me crazy, and a lot of my friends won't even go out with me because I'm out there, but I don't care. But the Hobie, man, it handles it well. I haven't flipped it. Well, I mean, I flipped it on purpose, just practicing, but I've never had it flipped. Same thing with this one, of course. So they're both very stable. Stand-up fishing ability-wise, I would give it to the Old Town. I can stand up and cast all day long. I did put the Navarro seat risers on, which made it very easy to stand up and sit back down. So I do like that. The Old Town is a wet ride. And what I mean by a wet ride is you always have water inside the hull floor. So this is what I mean by wet ride on the Old Town. You know what I mean? There's water. Is it terrible? Not really, but in the winter, I can stay completely dry in my Hobie. There's absolutely no water. It's not coming through the drive unless I pop the drive. Of course, if you pop the drive, because my fat butt's in here, it's going to take on water, see? But it'll drain through the scupper plugs. Some of it anyways. Again, not a deal breaker, but it's just one of those things. You know, the Hobie drives are completely dry. When you lift the drive, you're going to have water come gushing in. If you see the whole dimension here is just a few inches. To include the scupper holes, I have water coming in. Is it real bad? No, it's not real bad. But I can tell you during the winter, I fish in kind of freezing water. And when I'm fishing out of the Hobie, the drive cavity hole is thicker, and my feet can stay completely dry. I don't get water in here whatsoever. And I'm fishing in 22-degree air temperature, 35 to 40 degree water temp, and I can fish all day long, and my feet will stay dry in here. Big plus on the Hobie, ambidextrous controls. I'm a lefty, so if I've got my rod in my left hand and I'm casting, I like to be able to use that other side steering control. Whereas the Old Town has the rudder drop lever that drops the rudder on one side, and then has the steering knob on the other side. This is an aftermarket steering knob. The little plastic ball that originally came with this broke 5 minutes into my maiden voyage. Broke off right in my hand. And I know others that said that it broke as well. So I bought this off of Yak Hobby, and it's held up real well. Let's talk about rudders. Both of them come with plastic rudders. I bought this rudder, the aluminum, aftermarket. In fact, there's a video on it, and it tightened up my turn radius and tracking, and there's no flex in it whatsoever. Awesome. Great upgrade. The Old Town rudder, there is a little flex in it. You can feel it when you're in some wakes or some waves. I do believe there is a version, a metal version out, and I'll have to look at it and see how much that is, but for now I'm keeping it like this. I really do enjoy the Sportsman. Instant reverse, of course, because of the pedals. That is a huge plus. But once you get proficient with the toggle cables on the Old Town, you can go from forward to reverse pretty quick. Speeds, the Outback hull and the Mirage drive is more efficient as far as speed. I don't care what anybody says. I know Old Town fanboys are going to go nuts and say, bull crap. But the fact is, the Sportsman hull is more, it's more for stability than it is speed. If you wanted to go for speed, then of course you'd want to do the Predator, or the big fish, I think is now what they're calling it. And that's fast. So it's so fast that the Predators that I was in, if I would go as fast as I can pedaling and I would turn sharp, I could actually flip the kayak. Alex Folgier from Fishing with Alex, he actually got a video of him turning them on its side just from being so fast on video. But I can do, I can do 5 miles an hour on the Sportsman 106, no problem. And I can do a little bit closer to 6 in the Hobie going across the lake. The pedal force to me, and I'm a cyclist, so this comes natural to me. I have a road bike and a mountain bike and a hybrid, and so I bike. But the mechanics of the Mirage drive is just amazing. With just one simple kick with them turbo fins on it, it just amazes me how much force is on there. There's videos where these Mirage drives are blowing away 50-pound trolling motors. It's very efficient. A friend of mine, we go out on the lake and we've done 8, 9, 10 miles easy, just in a matter of time to go to a fishing spot. It's pretty cool. I would say the plus on the PDL drive is the warranty. And everybody that I've talked to that's ever had to use the Old Town warranty, I've never had to use it yet, but they say, it's phenomenal. And it seems like it's built like a tank. Everything's metal. It just seems like it's built really well versus, some plastic pieces. I've seen pedals come off, come loose. I took the straps off of this just because I didn't like the straps. But there's some plastic parts in here. I haven't had any issues with them yet, except for my cables. My cables kind of get bound up in my feet every now and then. But the versatility of both kayaks, tracks. I wish these tracks were metal in the Hobie. But with quality gear, kind of like these stealth rod holders, they're solid inside that track. The tracks in the Old Town, they are plastic as well, but they're good tracks and they come with quite a bit of them on both sides. There's a compartment here, kind of cool. The front hatch, I wish it was a little bit wider. The width of it, my lithium battery is, I've really got to play with it to get it in there. Where, of course, the hatch in my Hobie's huge. I don't have to worry about that. The seats, I would give the seat to the Old Town. It is very comfortable. I've spent 10 hours in this seat nonstop and no issues at all. Very comfortable. I like it. The Hobie, I won't say it's not uncomfortable. I've spent 12 hours in this seat nonstop. And it's not too bad. What I don't like about it is the underside of the seat is getting kind of worn. I don't know. You can't really see it here. but the underside gets kind of wearing on tackle boxes and things like that. It's adjustable. I like that. You got clicks on it. Really, I mean, of course I got both of them decked out, so they're far from stock. And I've got the matting on the Hobie as well. So I'll just kind of give you a quick kind of once over of each kayak, show you how it's kind of set up. There's plenty of room on the 106 PDL. I'm really surprised for a 10-foot kayak how roomy it is. The front handle's very solid and easy to grab. And being the short size and the lightweight, it's pretty easy to maneuver. The Hobie, I won't call it a tank because it's not. I mean, it's not really heavy, but you can feel the weight difference between the 106. I added the groovy landing gear, and I will say that it's easier to tow and move up and down boat ramps with that groovy landing gear versus a sea tug or the wilderness cart. The position that the wheels are in kind of leverages the weight a little bit better. But there's all kinds of add-ons and goodies you can put on both of these, especially Hobie. Hobie has their own products as well that you can add to these kayaks. Honestly, if I was to have one, I would probably still keep the Hobie. But if price was a sole reason, of course I would buy the Old Town. For the money, it is super affordable. I mean, you're saving almost $1,000 going with the 106 versus the Hobie. But I am blessed and fortunate enough that I didn't have to worry about money, and my lovely wife let me have both of them. So I'm thankful for that. Again, you know, don't beat up the messenger if you don't like my thoughts on these kayaks, but I've been using them both for, well, the Outback for over a year and 7 months for the, well, not 7 months, but about 5 months for the Sportsman. And I really do like both of them, and they both have their place in my fleet. My daughter found the 106 very easy to use the first time out and maneuver, and she really liked it. And in fact, it was hard to get it back from her that day. Thanks for watching, and if you got any questions, let me know, and I'll try to help you out. I don't think you can go wrong with either one, and I'm pretty happy with both of them. Thanks.